Hey guys, this is Lisa here. I hope you all have had a wonderful week this last week. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful teardrop shaped pendant made with these 3 6mm dragon vein agate beads. This project is a great one for beginners, so if you're just starting out, this is perfect for you. So stick around and let's have some fun together. To get started, we'll need a few things. So to start out with, we're going to need this 18 gauge wire, which is cut at 10 centimeters in length. We'll need some 24 gauge wire. I'm going to end up using about 40 centimeters of that. We'll need some 6mm beads of some type. I'm using some dragon vein agate beads here. You will need a chain for your pendant. This is a 20-inch copper chain. We'll need some chain nose pliers, some round nose pliers. You'll need a pair of flush cutters, you'll need a mandrel. I'm choosing to use this ring mandrel that has some markings on it for ring sizes that I'll be using to make sure my earrings are the same size. I'm going to use a chasing hammer, which will harden and flatten the wire. Also need a bench block to hammer your wire on. And you're also going to need some looping or bail making pliers, and also a cupper or a file to file the ends of your earrings. For a complete list of the materials I'm using in this video, check out the description below. So now let's get started on this project. First, we're going to need our 18 gauge wire that was cut at 10 centimeters in length, and a ring mandrel, or whatever mandrel you have at home that you can make your teardrop shape with. So I'm going to take this wire and place it on the back of my mandrel at the size 9 spot on my ring mandrel. And I'm going to push this wire up around the mandrel, ensuring that I hold it up against the back of that mandrel really tight so that we get a nice round curved bottom part of that teardrop shape. And now I'm going to cross these wires over the top of each other, but not pressing them all the way down to the mandrel. Then we're going to slide that off, and here you can see we've got our teardrop shape. Now this is a little bit plumper than I'd like, so I'm going to go ahead and just bend that out a little bit, but not too much, just like that. Now you can make your teardrop shape however you want. You can make it more narrow, you can make it wider, have fun with it, be creative. So now I'm going to take this top wire that crosses over the top of the other wire, and I'm going to bend this toward the back. So here you can see I'm going to take that and bend that right over the top of the other wire. This other wire is going to make our little bail. So I want to just press that around there nice and tight and securely. And then I'm going to bend this top wire, the bail wire, straight up. Just like that. And there I'm making a little bit of an adjustment. Now next we're going to take a little tail end of this off, this little loop off that we've created here, so that we can tuck it nicely back behind here. So I'm going to cut this wire just long enough so that when I press that wire back behind, that this will just snug up right against that bail wire and tuck nicely behind itself. So here I'm going to clip that by holding on to it, make sure it doesn't go flying across my studio. Poke any eyes out. And then I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers, and I am going to snug that little tail end of the wire back up against itself, just like that. That just makes it nice and tight in there. Now we're going to take that bail part of the pendant, that top piece that's sticking out there, and bend that slightly forward at about a 45-degree angle, just like that. And then we're going to make our bail, so I'm going to grab my round nose pliers and grab the top of that wire flush with the barrels on my round nose pliers, preferably not doing what I just did. And then see how that's nice and flush there. I'm going to take that wire and turn it or twist it back toward the back until the end of that wire meets up with itself. And I'm sorry I've gone off screen there, but there is that loop. And I'm going to go ahead and straighten that up, make it nice and straight. And there you can see that bail is finished. And now we're going to take this piece and get it ready for the next step. So first I'm going to go ahead and grab my bench block and my chasing hammer. So with this hammer, I'm going to work harden and flatten this piece. I want this side to be nice and smooth, so I'm going to flip the piece over and hammer the back of my piece. And making sure that bail and the part of the wire that crosses over is off the edge of my bench block. And then I'm going to begin hammering. And as I hammer, I'm going to flare outward away from the center of my pendant. The reason I do that is so that that will push that wire out away, and it gives it a little bit of a wider or thicker appearance from the front. And so I'm going to do that the whole way around until I get back up to the top near that bail. Try not to hit your bail. You don't want to get that dented or flattened. We're going to continue doing this to get that nice and even appearance. And there you can see I've got a nice flattened area, and you see how it picks up the light. It just makes it look really pretty. And so off camera, I'm going to go ahead and polish this piece. You can do it whatever way you want. So there you can see it's all polished. You can use a rotary tumbler, you can use whatever polishing methods you like to use. Now for the next step, I need to use some 24 gauge copper wire, and I'm going to use about 20 centimeters, 25 centimeters for this first part. And this is what we're going to use to attach our beads to this teardrop shape. So I'm going to start wrapping around the bottom of this teardrop. So here you can see I'm pulling the wire through the frame, and I'm making my first wrap. So there's one, and then a second wrap. And then I'm going to push those wraps together to make sure they're nice and tight. And there you can see they weren't that tight, so I want to make sure I pull them tight so it doesn't move around. Now we're doing a third wrap. Pushing them all together as we go. And then pulling through a fourth wrap. And a fifth wrap. I like to start with 5, especially when we're just securing a few beads to the frame. It will make it nice and tight and snug in the end so that those beads don't move around. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my Dragon Vein 6mm beads. This is Dragon Vein Agate. And then I'm going to put that bead right on that 24 gauge wire. Just like that. And then I'm going to push the top of my wire through the frame again, keeping that bead right there in the center of the frame, and then wrap around the frame again. So there's one wrap, and then we're going to do a total of 3 wraps between each bead. So that was 1, there's 2, and the 3rd. Now we're going to press all those wraps up against each other, make sure it's nice and tight. And I'm going to use my chain nose pliers here to really give it a nice press together. I'm going to do that same thing with the first 5 wraps. And now I'm going to grab another of my Dragon Vein Agate beads. Isn't that beautiful? I think these are pretty. Okay, and then we're going to pop that right on that 24 gauge wire once again, keeping that bead toward the center, and then pull that wire through the frame and then wrap around the frame 3 times. And making sure you make your adjustments now before you get too far in. So there's one full wrap. And here I'm deciding I need to go ahead and move that down a little bit more because it's too far to the right. I want it to be so that the first bead sits center on the bottom of that teardrop shape. So there's 2 wraps. And the 3rd wrap. And then again, we're going to make sure all those wraps are snug up to each other. And then I'm going to grab my 3rd and final Dragon Vein Agate bead and pop that right on that 24 gauge wire once again. And there you can see I'm pushing that bead in the center of the frame and then pulling the wire through. And then we're going to wrap 6 times around this last one. So there's 1, and the reason I'm doing 6 is because we ended up with another wrap whenever I put the bead on the first set of 5 wraps. So it ended up being 6 in total. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to press those all together. And I just noticed I need to do 1 more wrap, so there's the 6th. Yes, I can count. And there you can see how that looks on there. So now we need to get rid of this excess wire. So I'm going to take my flush cutters and cut this wire so that it falls about halfway across the back of that frame. And then with my chain nose pliers, I'm going to press it up against that frame. Nice and snug, ensuring there's nothing going to catch there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. Make sure everything is all nice and snug and tight. And then I'm going to grab my flush cutters. Okay, I thought I was going to grab my flush cutters. Okay, yes, I grab my flush cutters. And then again, cutting halfway across the frame. I'm going to snug that wire up against the frame with my chain nose pliers like that. Check to make sure there's no pokey things there. And there you can see our pendant. And that first bead falls pretty much directly at the base of this teardrop shape. Now we just need to move on to the next step, which is adding our chain. So here I'm going to add the chain, and I've realized that my jump ring is not going to fit through the bail I made. So if you want for that, make sure you make your bail big enough. And I'm going to thread my chain through the bail. I took the jump ring off, obviously, so that I could thread the chain through. And now I'm going to put my jump ring back on the same way I took it off, so it goes through the chain there. And when I close this jump ring, I'm going to twist it back closed. This is how you open them. You twist them open. Never pull them apart. You will misshape your jump rings. So twisting it back in shape until it meets up perfectly, just like that. And there you can see our completed pendant. Isn't this just gorgeous? I love this pendant. Of course, I think I say that with every piece of jewelry I make, but I do actually like this one. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What kind of beads would you use in your pendant? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Even if you don't like it, tell me why you don't like it. I really would like to learn what you guys think and what you would do. So let me know in the comments below. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, wow, you're a rock star. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.